I found this little nugget in doing some deep searching online, and this may have shown up on your game notes. I don't know, page 3 or 4. TreVeyon Henderson ran for 277 yards in that game. I guess it was like the third best total in the history of the program. It's pretty astounding.
Yeah, it was crazy. And honestly, at halftime, I looked at his numbers. He had 70 yards. And I'm thinking, wow, he's on pace to go for about 140 yards. That'd be a heck of a game for a true freshman. And then he had 207 yards in the second half, ripped off a couple big runs. And, you've been waiting for him to show all that potential and everything. I mean, he had that 70-yard catch and run against Minnesota in the opener, but obviously just a tremendous second half for him. In the third most yards in OSU history, behind what Trey Sermon did in the Northwestern game, like 330, something like that, and then Eddie George had 313, I think, or something like that against Illinois in 1995. That was the record for a long time. It's the most by a freshman, shattered the record by Archie Griffin. I think he had 229 or 230, something like that, against North Carolina back in 1972. So you look at it, a lot of history there for TreVeyon Henderson. And, his time is arrived. And they've messed around with Master Teague, and they've messed around with Mayan Williams. And looks like now it's TreVeyon Henderson to be the starter going forward. And I think that's what Ohio State fans want to see. I get a little antsy when they try and put him in there between the tackles because he's not quite strong enough to squirt all the way through there just yet. But when they block it for him and he hits that hole and makes a guy miss, we're off to the races. So that can make it a lot of fun sometimes. And as More Bounce had a great point, Tulsa was guarding against the pass with 8 men in coverage and made it a little easier for him to get into the second level, obviously. And he obviously made a bunch of guys miss from that point on.
Yeah, I think it was the first touchdown when he sat there and, there was a hole big enough that I could have run through it, but then he had the one guy and he sat there and kind of did a little drag. I don't even know. I both of my hamstrings let go at the point that I saw him make the move, and then he just ran right by everybody and then dove over the goal line. The kid really is special. I mean, so much credit to the offensive line for opening up giant holes. I mean, that again, it takes the talent that TreVeyon Henderson did to turn big runs into touchdown runs, but the line allowed him to turn runs into big runs. And so, Henderson certainly has all the ability in the world, but the line got him there, especially the line without Thayer Munford with Matt Jones stepping in. But, I think just the nature of fans and talking about what's behind door number 2, there were throughout the entire game, where's Mayan Williams? Where's Mayan Williams? Are you going to take the ball out of TreVeyon Henderson's hands right now because of this? I don't know, but where's Mayan Williams? Yeah, I guess it's just the nature of how it goes.
What Ryan Day has said about TreVeyon Henderson is once he gets to that second level, then he can do something with it and take it the entire way. And that's something that has been missing, I guess, maybe a little bit, where Master T can get to that second level, but can he make that next guy miss? And that's something that TreVeyon Henderson can do. I'm looking at his third down, his third quarter carries. He carried the ball 8 times for 173 yards, and his rushes went 4, 4, 48, 7, 1, 54, 3, 52. And then he had 2 carries in the fourth quarter of 3 and 31. And what I've mentioned to other people is, remember his first carry of the game that he got just touched by the shoestring and got brought down after like a 9 or 11-yard game? That would have been a 76-yard run. And it was very close to happening, probably should have happened. If it would have been in the third quarter, I'm guessing it would have happened. But you add that run into the mix, and you're looking at 338 yards on 22 carries, which isn't outrageous to think that it was very close to happening that way. And he's a difference maker. And I do think we'll see how he goes running between the tackles more. It was just so easy to run around DeJuan Jones and Paris Johnson and all of that on the right side. They were doing a good job there. And we'll see how they then change that and alter that. But At this point, Ryan Day didn't want to commit to him being the starting running back, but said he's going to get more and more carries and more action. And at this point, how can you not?